The medieval era was no time to be a woman. Often dismissed as mere vessels of maternity or as sexual servants to their husbands, they were virtually considered property, and in only rare cases did they rise to any form of power. After being dismissed by a mere wazuban, Lena had no choice but to ride back in shame and fear to the Baron at Castle Tirby, and was not surprised by his cold welcome. Her suspicious absence and the Baron's looming sense of an internal betrayal had aroused his suspicion and paranoia to a level nearing insanity. Even so, he was the most shrewd and cruel tyrant Calradia had ever seen, and his mind was a roving wheel of schemes, plots, and murder. He now forbade Lena to leave Castle Tirby and put her under a strict watch of the chief security agent, Marcel Sachs. Meanwhile, he continued to rebuild his fledgling empire. You're not careful in situations like this, it's so easy to get trapped, especially with the reinforcement system. I mean, that other Vlandian army went down the other side of the peninsula there. This is 500 and almost 600. I got to figure out some way to destroy these forces, though, too. We can't just run from them, right? We need to actually fight these forces. So we need as many troops as possible. We'll be telling these villagers, give us your sons and daughters. We're not asking. And these sons of bitches are resisting us just because we want to kill your children in warfare. I got an idea, though. Let's see. Let's take a look at the lay of the land here. Let's do a little reconnaissance, right? We'll reconnoiter, see if we have some opportunities, and we do. This is a tasty looking landscape here for tactics. This is one of the best parts, I think, about Bannerlord, is you can prognosticate, right? You can predict and plan the future annihilation of your enemy based on the landscape. So let's start an episode here. We're likely to have battle. Welcome back again, friends, to another episode of Tactical Enlightenment. Our YouTube channel is dedicated to all things Bannerlord related. Welcome back to our epic Vlandian campaign. We continue to try to hold out here in the northwest with the Baron, and our garrisons are tiny, right? We need troops badly. In fact, look at that. There's 40 troops at our only city. I mean, we just are desperate for troops. It's about as bad as it gets. We have 25 at the garrison at Tirby. And I started this episode here because we're likely going to have a battle, although we'll see. Maybe this will make me look like an idiot. I think if we raid this village with this motley force here, and we're acquiring a bunch of brigands and shit like that, I think this village will resist us. And if we can fight the village here with the landscape of the village, these other armies may attack. Now, this guy, Marshal Sachs, we had to do this, right? This guy runs the Discord for us. Of course, he's a famous French marshal, famous historical character. I love that we've been able to turn, that was the scout for those who are wondering, we've been able to turn him into another companion for this campaign. We've got Liz. You got to have your mistress with you in armor. We've got George the Bandit King here. I really like how the army is fleshing out. But I think this is worth a shot. Now, this may just, go up in smoke, and these Vlandian forces may not join. Of course, if you're wondering what the hell I'm talking about, we have the reinforcement system going on, right? So even though this is just theoretically a village battle, there's a pretty decent chance here these Vlandians come to the aid of these villagers. And hopefully so, because this landscape... I was going to say this landscape is opportunity for us. We're not really where I want to be. I was hoping we were on the other side, but maybe over here we can work with this, right? There's a nice steep hill here. We can sort of hide cavalry and infantry behind. We've got enough skirmishers to actually make a division out of it. So let's give this a shot here. Now, all of this might just be a waste of time, and I might be just talking to myself, as I often do. My wife is like, what the fuck kind of person did I marry? He sits in his study and talks to himself. He makes $12 a day on YouTube. I have no idea why I married this guy. It's because he's a tactical guru here. Look at this shit. This is sweet. Our bandit division here is fleshing out, right? We've got some lake rats. We've got some brigands. We've got some sea raiders. I think we can bottle the enemy up here, and at a minimum, it's going to function as a protection spot for us, because that ridge, they can't come down most of that, I think, or maybe all of it. We'll have to see. I'll have to do a little bit of scouting here. And of course, there's definitely a chance that these Vlandians don't attack. And this whole bit of narration ends up in the waste bin. This is the life of a Bannerlord content creator. Let's see, first we'll have Marco. Marco, you're running the first. George, you got the 7th, the Bandit King. And of course, these are Patreon supporters and or YouTube supporters. I appreciate you fellas. We continue to get you guys involved in this campaign. If I kill your characters, apologies in advance. It's part of life, right? It's part of this Bannerlord campaign with this Death for All mod, all the other various degrees of difficulty. Now, how stupid is this? We set all this tactically up to kill villagers. That's all right. We'll mow these guys. Oh, here we go. There we go. Here we go. Somebody joined. Alakir the Forced party. So let's set this shit up here. I don't know how many Vlandian forces are going to join, but let's just assume it's 10,000. And let's make a stand here on this ridge. Look at, they can't get down a lot of this. We're going to be able to jam it up right here. I think we're close to the edge of the map behind me there. Let's get a skirmisher division here so that we can get a good angle to chuck javelins into the enemy's packed ranks. 2, 3. We got 3 crossbow divisions we can put right at the bottom of here, and it indeed is a peekaboo ridge defense. Got this other cav division. Let's just protect our wing here. And now we wait for the pigs to the slaughter. Let's see if they're coming our way first. It does look like it. They're already coming down. Son of a bitch. Let's get this 3rd division up here. They can come down here. But they're hella jammed in here, though, too. Beautiful. Let's get this skirmisher division up here. They're already fucking firing away. Let's bring these guys right up in the face of the enemy here. And look at this shit. We've got them in a bad spot. Look at this flank. Beautiful. Let's get over here. Catch some fucking javelin bolts, you bitch-ass Vlandians. Now, I don't want to go over the ridge just yet, right? This camel dude, I'm not sure why we have a camel here, but we got a camel. Look at, there's like a few troops trickling down, but it's not very many. Most of them are jammed up there on that edge. Let's get these archers closer. Now, I just want to keep charging there and cycle charging with that 3rd corps. We want to fight right at the edge of that ridge there. That way we can hold the line here and watch these javelin boys work. Fire! Fire! Look at that shit. These guys are smoked. They're stuck on the edge of the ridge getting smoked by javelins and crossbow bolts. Fucking beautiful. Now, I hope hundreds of Vlandians are here, right? They're pigs to the slaughter. We've got a beautiful tactical setup here. Horses are dying and falling down the hill. It's carnage. Let's get this 1st division over here. We got to make sure they don't start spilling out down here into the basin, right? This is our protection zone. We got some guys leaking around the corner over here. He got smoked. I love it. And the enemy's being melted at the top of this ridge. That's a fucking Vlandian. Die. We got them fish in a fucking bottle here. Man, are they fucked. This guy's getting drilled. There's horses dying around me. It's fucking beautiful carnage. You gotta love it, right? This skirmisher division is still throwing javelins. Alright, 1st division's out. These guys here can be moved up. See some crossbow getting a shot at the top of the ridge there, but those guys are eventually going to get smoked. We've got a bunch of archers here shooting down there. Wonder how many they got. I'll try to sneak around the edge here. I don't know if I can go up this. Yeah, you can, but like you trudge up it. Oh shit, I got to be careful. They're tough infantry right at the edge here. Let's see if we can get by and get a horse. Shit, he's got a Vlandian chasing me. Carnage. Oh shit, now I got archers up here. I might have stepped into it. Alright, we got the 7th division following. Let's get cav divisions up here. I got myself a horse. You bitches are fucked now. The Baron is unleashed. I got one for you too, bitches. Alright, they got at least 40 or 50 archers up here. Let's get the rest of the infantry pushed up here. I probably could have waited for them, but too late now. We're getting shot to pieces. Of course, now we're on the other side of it. Shit, I just got fucking dismounted. I'm stepping into it a bit in this battle. No point now but to rush. Have a whack, bitches. All right, we got some cavalry support here. I'm getting chased by a fucking posse. Attack, cavalry. There's fucking Fiend Champs. Well, fuck. Well, this is not how we fucking planned it, but we still got this battle, right? The enemy's pinched pretty bad, and the first 3/4 of this battle were according to plan. We got uppercutted here and knocked out a couple teeth out of our head at the end of this fight, but I don't think the Baron died. I hope he didn't die. And victory ultimately achieved here. Probably should have just stayed in the valley, but it is what it is, right? Victory, and I like what I see here, right? Almost a 4-to-1 kill ratio with our brigands and lake rats and whatnot. No companions died. That's always a fucking key plus. Come with us, you punk-ass Vlandians. Enough. Could pick up some high-end prisoners here. Still recruiting archers. Of course, Vlandia has no archers, right? So around the margins of our battle, of our army, rather, we're trying to fill out the pockets, the edges with some archers. That way you have a little bit more staying power. Otherwise, you really get into conservation mode with all those crossbow. A bunch of upgrades. Garrison Keeler got knocked unconscious, but no deaths, right? That's the key. You cringe every single battle because you start racking up deaths here. Not only are we losing skilled companions, but the whole campaign is just going to be tilted even harder. Now, there's almost 700 at Ox Hall. Oh, the mistress is getting pregnant again. The Baron, the man with relentless energy, fights a battle, gets knocked unconscious. Maybe it was convalescence lay, right? He got laid while he was laid out. She felt pity for him. She's like, let me take care of the Baron. Where's his tent? You guys wondering what the hell is going on here? How's the mistress getting pregnant? Well, and now we got Lana joining the party. It's a good thing that happened before she joined the party. We got all kinds of shit happening in this campaign. Whoops, that was an accident. We got all kinds of stuff happening in this campaign that are going to be hard for you guys to understand, at least until later on, right? We're going to keep you guys hooked, just like any good Netflix series or something like that. Oh, shit. Okay, they're out like a posse here to avenge this village. We got to go. We got to go now. 7, 8. There's at least 1,200 Vlandians here. More. I'm encumbered. We got to... We might have to dump this fucking grain and shit on the ground. I don't think we can make it out of here. We're going to get caught. Let's dump this shit on the highway. The enemy can find a whole bunch of bags of flax and grain and shit like that. And then hopefully these motherfuckers are raiding our village. Hopefully the only thing else they see are the contrails of our fucking jet stream as we bail out of here. Now we got a sturgeon. Wait, that's not a sturgeon, is it? This fucking... What the fuck? Oh, man, that was weird. I just had a really weird graphical bug. Skolderbrota. Is this guy... I wonder if this guy's the leader of the Skolderbrota. Man, we need to talk to this guy. Where is he at here? Let's see. Go to keep... Tell me this is the leader, right? Take me to your leader. All right, cowboy. We'll take you into our army. It is the leader. This is amazing. Beautiful, right? At a moment where we desperately needed friends, we'll take the Skolderbrota cowboy, leader of the Skolderbrota. They're a good clan. Like, people ask a lot, what are my favorite minor clans? They're for sure a top 5, right? They have a two-handed axeman with a javelin or throwing axe or something like that, and he has a shield. We'll take him, right? We have some lake rats. I would love to get a hold of the lake rat leader, but I haven't seen that guy. I don't know what his name is, but, you know, the lake rats are fighting somewhere else in this campaign. We got more Skolderbrotas, and we're being chased here. There's multiple Vlandian armies. I was going to say it's amazing they can sustain this kind of an army. You know, we just destroy them and more pop up, but the strength and AI mod, right? This is the nature of it. The AI recovers incredibly fast with the strength and AI mod. So, suddenly though, this looks like a fight we can win, right? We went from having 400 troops to almost 1,000, all thanks to the cowboy that we met That revolt, yeah, you go ahead and just siege that city. Don't pay us any attention. Whatever you do, don't pay us any attention. Just pigs to the slaughter here. This guy probably won't join, right? He's raiding that village. Oh, shit. I was hoping we could kill that army at the village. Let's destroy this Vlandian force here. I think we can get in before dark. We may have reinforcements join. But that's the first time in a long time that I've seen the power bar actually favor us. Let's take advantage of this shit here. This is just too good of an opportunity. I'm trying to keep some of those brigands on foot. I actually prefer foot skirmishers in most situations to horse skirmishers. I know people probably think that's strange. Talk about that at some point or other if we get more time. I need a spear here. For a battle like this, open field against 1,000+ troops, I want to have the Baron's traditional equipment for that. I'm okay kind of fiddling around with the crossbow, but I don't know. The spear, you just kill way more troops. So let's see what we got here. There's definitely a chance that this Vlandian force plays defensive. They had a bunch of crossbow. Where the fuck landscape is this? Is this... I don't recognize this map on the surface. I think... it doesn't matter. We'll figure it out. I'm probably just going to do a loose assortment of our normal units, and look at that motherfucker. Man, that's talk about coming to the aid of our army. The Skolderbrodo joins the Baron's plight here. And talk about a sight for sore eyes, right? Right in the midst of a gnarly campaign to get a minor clan. We don't give a fuck about the cost, right? At this stage, anyways, we're still over 1 million gold. We need help. And oh man, this is not my intent to have a bunch of Varangians, but under the circumstances, I'm gonna take advantage of this, right? Our army, we have 400 troops in our whole army, so we will take these 40 or whatever Varangians that are in the Skolderbroda armies here. These are not in our armies, that's for sure. But we'll take advantage of this. Of course, the Vlandians, Sturgeons, they have Varangians, right? So this is just sort of evens it out just a touch. We've still got the skirmisher division there with George the Bandit King. You gotta love it, right, George? You're leading our division full of bandits. I mean, some of them are lake rats. We'll just go ahead and role play that. Lake rats or bandits. And he literally is the Bandit King in our campaign. Hadn't really intended it that way, but he's a javelin guy, right? So it makes a lot of sense. Hopefully you can teach those guys how to smith there, George. Got some spears for these bitch-ass Vlandian gallant sword sisters. Wear a helmet next time, you dumb bitches. Decked her off her horse. And it does look like they're playing defensive. They have a huge mosh pit of troops, and they are getting into a defensive posture here. Everybody except this gal. If that's what happens, you don't wear a helmet, kids. They have 500 troops on that ridge, cavalry wings. So let's pull back. Let's come up with a plan here. It looked like they had a fuck ton of crossbow, and we're probably going to get more reinforcements, right? It's a question of how many reinforcements. We could take some. Hopefully it's not thousands. You never know what's around the corner, right? Theoretically, a Sturgeon army could join this battle, and what a nightmare that would be. The Baron desperately needs to gain a head of steam here. All right, so we've got a strong first division to play distraction area. It looks like there's 20 or 30 Varangians in it. Let's feed it to the enemy. And what I mean by that is let's distract. Let's absorb hundreds of crossbow bolts. Over here, let's put the second and third division in a position to pounce. The fourth division also, we can probably get up on this hill. They're getting into position. Got some nice archers. That fourth division is our best crossbow division. So we want them kind of leading that right vanguard. The 7th Division will probably be on the other side with George. Hopefully we can get those... Oh shit, we're getting pounded already. Hopefully we can get George... Asela's army? Oh no, I think that's that small army. That was like 200 troops. That's fine. I was thinking another whole army joined? Alright, let's take the front here with the Varangians, this first division with like half Varangians, and let's start circling around divisions here on our right flank. Let's get the 6th, the Archer division, the Skirmisher division, and the 8th division. You guys will observe, I do a numerical approach, right? Basically, from the left in a smiley face manner are the lower numbers to the 8th division, 7th division, etc. are on our right wing, right? It's you think of it from a smile from the the left side of the smile to the right side is numerically, with the exception of this 1st Division, it's all in order. 5th in the center. They got 130 cavalry on both wings? Well, let's make it 129. We got to push these guys out of here because I want this flank, right? I got to get our skirmishers and archer division hard in on the enemy flank. Look at that juicy flank. We got to protect it, but let's move these divisions up in a hurry, right? We're just going to bull our way over here, even if we have to fight hand to hand with those archers. I want that flank. That way the center. Look at how many javelins and fucking arrows they're absorbing. They're being pounded, but they're doing their job, right? Absorb. Hold on tight, boys. The cavalry's literally coming here. Let's move the 2nd and 3rd. Fuck. They got a fuck ton of crossbow pounding us. Look at this shit in the center here. Holy shit. All right. Let's get this 5th towards the center. 1st Division right facing the enemy. We're basically going to sacrifice that 1st Division. 6th, 7th, and 8th. Let's push up here. And how beautiful is this, right? This 6th Division is just going to be straight on the enemy's flank. Straight away. This battle is going to be brilliant, as you English fellas would say. And the enemy's completely clamped here. 2nd and 3rd come boring in. 4th Division's in a good position to start shooting. 5th Division's firm in the center here. Fire away. And let's shove this fucking square into the enemy's face. All right, archers moving up here. Let's plow the road here with cavalry. Skirmisher division. Man, if we can get that skirmisher division behind him here, these guys are going to be roasted. Their archers are getting shelled already. Shoes on the other foot, bitches. Got you, little crossfire. Let's surround them with the 8th Corps in case they try to scramble out of there. This 1st Division is beat to shit. Every guy's got fucking 4 javelins in their shield, 9 crossbow. Oh shit. Let's back to 1st up. Now is our opportunity here. Let's get this 7th to stride the enemy here. Some of them are splitting. Let's kill these guys here attacking our skirmisher division. We got your back, George. Kill them. I love that George was a disaster award dude, and now he's part of the campaign. And now you fight, right? The chessboard has been positioned. We can't do much more now other than strategically move up units. Now it's time to put steel to flesh. They're pouring up reinforcements already. It's going to be a bloody fight, and I don't know how many are here, right? So we're going to have to fight like wolves. Let's get this archer division stretched out on the enemy's flank. Fuck. They got archers moving up. Let's surround them with cavalry. Oh shit, they just got a bunch of fucking bowl-cut wood runners out of nowhere. It's a good sign, though, that they're bringing in wood runners, right? Tier 2, Tier 3 units at this stage. That means the enemy's probably not going to have staying power. On the other side, I can't really see. It's chaos over there. The 2nd and 3rd we're told to charge, though. So hopefully they're boring through. They're kind of counterattacking our archers here. Fuckers. It's getting bloody. Let's help right here, right here. This is perfect. Charge, boys. Let's keep this momentum going. We got an archer flank. Let's clear these guys up. They can keep that flank over there. I've still got half my health, so we can wade in here. And the Baron just kills way more units on foot. He's safer on horse, but the killing power on foot is just unrivaled. They're starting to rout. We got archers spraying their flank as they try to reposition. Get in here, boys. Charge. They do have archers set up here on the ridge, and they have good archers. But I think we've got the medicine for what ails us. A two-handed sword in the face of these fiend champs. They're being steamrolled. Run them over, boys. I see recruits. Get some. Oh, shit. Took a slash there. They have a lot of troops back here. Fuck. There's like troops to the edge of the map. Fucker. Keep these archer divisions moving up. Get the fuck out of here, Vol'jir, motherfucker. And we've got the enemy steamroll. This is like the definition of a steamroll. Our forces just have momentum. We got an archer division going to be spraying their flank. And the enemy's surrounded. Look at how many fucking javelins are in their shields. Holy shit. Good job with those shields there. These Varangians. It's just like speeding. It's not cheating if everybody does it. These bitch-ass enemies of ours. We're not going to recruit Varangians, that's for sure, but we'll take advantage when a minor clan has a few. Fucking fighting right next to one. Kill them, boys. Fucking beautiful. Look how many javelins that guy had in his shield. His shield had like 12 javelins in it. And we literally steamrolled this Vlandian force to the very edge of the map. Beautiful. Hey, there's our mistress. Good job. She's pregnant now. The Baron's committing all kinds of atrocities. Infidelity. What are we waiting for here? The last couple nobles probably. Oh, the noble's killing our troops. Kill her. I heard her scream. I wonder if she just died. Usually that means death. And that's success right there. 1,400 killed. And she did die. How beautiful. People are listening to the chat. They're like, people's girlfriends are like, what the fuck? This guy saying people died is beautiful. Turn that fucking YouTube channel off. We killed a woman. Beautiful. Right? We can't have a little bit of morbid fun in a video game. When can you? We'll pick up some prisoners here, although we're going to get escapees here soon. I really want archers, I really want crossbow, and I really want tanks. We want Volgiers, we want sergeants. The Baron is starting to reflesh out his army here as this up and down campaign continues. We've got this, you know, this moment of peace where the Sturgeons aren't attacking us. We have this momentary peace with the Aserai that the Baron's wife, of course, if you've been following the storyline, she negotiated it. Obviously, if you've been following it, it was terms of a betrayal, essentially, to turn over the Baron. Liena, Wazuban conspired to kill the Baron, and yet here the Baron is. Liena's traveling in the army right now. And of course, the Baron's like, you're part of this division. Get in there. Go. 20,000. Fuck. Is that from our mercenary contract? We can't hemorrhage that kind of money daily. Of course, we're not making much money right now. Okay, 4,000. I like that number better. When I get to 5 digits on like a daily deficit, my asshole starts to pucker. I'm sure that's TMI for you fellas, too much information, but that's not a good thing fiscally, right? That means you got a couple of years before you're broke. Minus 10, minus 20,000 is a problem. Minus 4,000 is just insignificant, right? Because we can sell loot. But you get to 20,000, you got problems. And we've got 800 troops with some injured. It's start to think, it's time to start thinking about offense here, right? Ox Hall. I want to expand east. I think if we head south, you're getting close to Wazuban. And if you guys can't tell, of course, Wazuban hates the Baron. From a role-playing level, Wazuban thinks the Baron is dead, right? If you guys have been watching the storylines, I'll let you guys continue to speculate what on earth is going on. You saw the cutscene, or what did you see, right? That's the beauty of a content creator, is I can keep you guys guessing. We're going to keep the story interesting. That way you guys don't fall asleep here just watching endless tactical battles. Got to have a good storyline to any kind of epic tale. No real good loot here. We need horses. We're really weighed down here. I think there's some in the stash here too. We got to get some of these horses. This is why you need money, right? I need to be able to go to every single fucking market. We got to sell some food here to the populace too. These people are going to start rioting. We're going to have to start working on the loyalty. It's a problem. And this is why you keep a stash, right? The Baron is all about preparation, plans. The Baron is a schemer, right? He's one of those guys who thinks out like a chess game 15 moves ahead. He's got food lined up. He's got troops and horses set ahead, just like Napoleon, who sent 100,000 boots to cities along the way in his route into Russia. You gotta plan ahead in life and a Bannerlord campaign. And the Baron is a master of logistics. As we humbly say here, we'll sell all this food, and what this will allow us to do is go on campaign. Now we can head east with this army, and the city won't starve, right? The city will stay loyal to us. You get a little autosave here, and that's essential, right? If you have to worry about your city rebelling as you head out, it's a problem, right? We only have one city. We add another not lake rat. We add another Skolderbroda here. Beautiful. We're gonna have 1,000 troops pretty soon. Not enough to do. We have over 1,000 now. We're not big enough yet to start doing quests, but that's not far away either, right? We need these villagers to give us every single son, daughter, horseman. Every single unit is desperate at this stage. Oxhall is definitely, you know, a conceivable target as well. Oxhall would give us 2 cities. We can't attack Rovalt, right? Rovalt is Vlandian punk-ass motherfuckers. Rovalt is owned by the Aserai, which we have a peace with, right? The Baron is basically hiding from the Aserai. You can picture people saying, who's leading the Vlandians? We're not sure. We think it's the Baron. The Baron's dead, right? There's a lot of people confused about it. You guys are probably pretty confused about it. And that's the way I like it sometimes, right? That is intentional. So I think, let's see, 600. I really don't want to suffer 250, 300 losses here. Maybe more than that by auto-resolving this. So I think let's just do a hyper-fast battle here. I'm not even gonna talk too much about this side of things, but we're gonna do a little philosophical roaming here as I continue to talk about this campaign, future plans on the channel, and of course future plans for this campaign. This campaign, I hope, does a really good job of bridging all the way to the DLC, right? Of course, some of you guys might be watching this while the DLC is released. If you don't know, I typically have 3 to 5 episodes queued up on the channel. And then what I'll do, especially like my wife and I are going to go hiking next week. We're going to be literally no internet for 4 days. What I'll do is I'll have these episodes released on a schedule. Now, the reason I do that is to keep you guys in content, right? As a content provider, consistency is key. Keeping your fellas entertained, keeping them coming back for more, right? At the restaurant, your favorite restaurant in town has a close sign unexpectedly 3 days of the week. You start finding another restaurant, right? So I want you fellas to know that we're going to be a consistent source of Bannerlord content, hopefully into the DLC and beyond. Most people really feel that Bannerlord has an immense amount of untapped potential, especially if we start getting amazing ship battles and they start adding in things like attacking enemies that are sieging keeps. There's just an amazing amount of potential for this. The game engine is there. And even though they need to fix things like the AI and stuff like that, I think most people agree that Bannerlord is not yet, but can be one of the greatest games of all time. The combat mechanics, the sounds, the armor, the art, the lore, the map, the chaos of it, all the different things that if they just sharpen up just a little bit, just like my woeful javelin throws here, eventually this game will be one of the best games anybody's ever played. You just hope that Tale Worlds keeps on plugging away and that they keep things fresh and keep working with the modders, right? The modders are a huge part of Bannerlord, right? Without the modders, the game just wouldn't even be close to what it is today. I mean, how many times have I pumped up the different mods on the channel? Whether it's the reinforcement system or the Lord of Middle-earth with this amazing Varangian mod, right? Again, I'll do a little 20-second prop to that because this guy made this mod essentially for me. For me, as a that's how important I am. People make mods for me. Of course, I digress. He's a fan of the channel, and it's badly needed because the vanilla sturgeons just are not very good. Of course, we've highlighted that in the Bannerlord rivalry series. Most people who played Bannerlord a lot know that the sturgeons aren't very good. Well, this Varangian mod changes it completely, right? It turns them from being one of the weakest kingdoms into one of the best. I think you could argue in its current form, it's probably a little bit overpowered, but given how weak the rest of the sturgeons are, their archers are terrible, the cav is mediocre, I think it fits. So anyways, so you modders are great. Again, the Lord of Middle-earth, this Sturgeon Elite Infantry mod. I'll try to put it in the video description. If I don't remember, brother Isaac, remind me and I'll make sure I get this link into this video description because guys that use mods that want a more interesting game will highly benefit from this, right? The game doesn't have, at the making of this video, doesn't have a tier 6 infantry unit and it badly needs one. Now we're getting it with the Nords, right? Maybe this mod won't be as necessary once the DLC comes out, but I actually prefer that the Sturgeons and the Nords have tier 6 infantry, right? I know that might seem incongruous, but You could also argue there's not much difference between a Banner Knight and a Drudzinic champion. I think it would be a welcome change to have more tier 6 infantry. So that little prop aside, devastated this Aserai force, and instead of 300 casualties here, hopefully we have like 80 and a heap of upgrades, right? Yeah, that'll do, right? In fact, I was gonna say almost exactly 80, 76, and most of them are the garrison. So we lost militia and shit or not militia, but weak-ass garrison units that sallied out. That's what I'm talking about. We need those kind of successful battles in this campaign at this stage. I mean, almost always in a campaign this brutally difficult. This campaign, we're not running uphill, we're running vertically, right? We're running up a ladder. This campaign is so difficult. We have 29 troops in the garrison here. Now, we don't have many troops to share, right? I just don't have... They're upgrading, right? And I need to take those tier 3 infantry out into the world and make them tier 5, tier 6. But I do want to leave a few troops here just so that this siege, or this castle, is not sieged every fucking day. Eventually, a castle will starve. And then it doesn't matter what garrison is there because there's no fucking food. And it's also much harder to fix a food situation in a castle than it is at a city. In a city, you can just dump food on the place. In a castle, it's a very different situation. All right, there's some scum here raiding. And Ormondfire, that's right here. So the Sturgeons have arrived. I've been worried about this. I thought we might have, again, a little bit more time. But they are here. Let's kill this guy here. This guy's dumbing us. He doesn't see us coming here, so we'll just auto-resolve this real quick. And let's see what this Sturgeon force is, right? We can't afford to fight a huge Sturgeon force. Now, I'm actually going to let this guy get captured. That way we can pick up his troops. Come with us. Vanther with your fucking birth control haircut. Fucking dipshit. 288 troops. See, the Baron needs troops badly. We're not even at 2/3 of our army capacity. We got to get more troops somehow. And this is, you know, why it's so essential to have tactics. We can't afford to lose 300 troops. We barely have 300 troops, right? And these minor clans, they'll ditch you, right? We might do a siege. Oh, Vanther died in battle. Oh, fucking beautiful. We killed that bull. Well, that's definitely birth control haircut when you're dead. What to do here, right? I want to take Ox Hall, but we can't just trade a castle here and have the Sturgeons boring in on us on our eastern flank. So I think, you know what you do here? You say, fuck caution, and you fight here. That Vlandian force may join. Let's see if they're... I don't think they're at war with each other. That's the only way. Yeah, so this Vlandian force is likely to join. There might be others that join. But no guts, no glory, right? And the Baron's got a whole lot of guts. The Baron was born with an abnormally large amount of guts. He doesn't have a pot belly. He just has lots of intestines in there. So this looks gnarly. There's some big names here. Isak the Terrible. Karain is here, right? Yes, it's that Karain. Incredibly. The father or the daughter of Caladog is in this battle. Knut Forkbeard, right? The leader of the Nords is here. So strap yourself in, right? Every single one of these may get gnarly. It's going to get gnarly. It's not that it might get gnarly. This is going to be a gnarly battle. And I think, well, as usual, we'll do a giant collapsing ring of different nasty units. Second, third. You guys are starting to get used to the tactics here. It always is slightly variable depending on reinforcements, where they come out, ridges and stuff like that. But our general plan here with the Sturgeons is the same. Draw them towards the center, surround, collapse on them with savage units, pound them with javelins, and then destroy their forces on 3 sides. See what we got going on here. Yep, it's a gigantic line of infantry just across the whole screen. They have cavalry wings as well. They almost never have a huge amount of archers, but this does. This army does. And cavalry's pouring in. Let's get skirmishers and archers over here on this flank. Love this combo. The 6th, 7th, and 8th. You got a protecting cav division with deadly other divisions, right? Skirmishers and a strong crossbow division. That's a really good combo. Those punk-ass Sturgeons. Ew! Oh shit, they do have a lot of fucking archers coming up. Okay, we need to move fast here. Second and third need to start blowing in now. They got some horse archers surrounding us here. We just lost fucking Garrison. Garrison down! Sven Forkbeard is killing our units. Fucker. Let's back up some of these units here. That's a huge vanguard. This is a very mixed army of sturgeons, and that's worrisome. I wish it was more infantry. When they have this many nasty archers, fiend champs and shit just stacked through here. Very different battle. They're in a huge tight knot with cavalry support. This is going to be bloody. We got some Varangians though, right? Exchanging. We don't have nearly as many as they do, but we've got enough to at least exchange some throwing axes. Let's start collapsing here. We're not going to be able to do a traditional kill box. Not against that many cavalry, not against that many archers. Let's get this 6th division moved up. The 5th is in a beautiful position, just spraying the enemy, protected from the side. Let's bore through the middle here with cavalry and just knock these guys around a little bit. Sometimes the cavalry division is good for just sort of breaking up enemy continuity, right? You sort of separate their units from each other and are much easier killed if they're not all together. If the shield wall is not nearly as effective, just bring cavalry right through, knock all these archers around, get shot in the face. All right, skirmishers can fire away here. Of course, I didn't look at it, but some of these sturgeons have unnaturally high stats, right? So some of these enemy units, God, that's a bad death span. We have the enemy surrounded, and we're suffering huge losses. Some of these enemy forces are going to have 300-400 hit points, and I mean the troops. So I won't be able to pay attention, but watch for the damage. I bet we do 150, 200 to some of these units, and they don't die. And I like that, right? Simulating ultra tough Nordic forces. For lunch, it said that the Nordic people ate raw fish and then put nails under their fingernails for fun. And we'll add some fake lore here since the fucking internet is full of fake. We'll add to it. All right, we got a problem here. They're getting tons of reinforcements. I didn't see if more forces joined, but our forces are not melting the enemy like I thought we would here. We might be in for it. The enemy still has a huge amount of fucking tough infantry and archers in here. Broke up their forces, but they're still here. I thought they'd be dead. I might have to get onto foot again. We're getting infantry reinforcements. That's not good. That means our infantry forces got annihilated. George, I hope you didn't die. Isak the Terrible is on the other side, rampaging, getting kills. That is, by the way, named after the guy who made the mod for us, right? The Lord of Middle-earth said, sure, I'll have a villain in your campaign. Isak the Terrible. Named after Isaac. I think that's, you know, the difference between, like, Norse and perhaps traditional westernized pronunciation of it. We're suffering huge casualties. Here, Corain is getting kills. Sven Forkbeard. I could barely fucking pay attention to the death span. Let's move infantry. We got a problem here. I gotta get this archer division set up. Fuck. I think it makes sense here to get on foot. Infantry's pouring up. We've got a bit of a ridge here to protect. And I think this is going to be bloody, win or lose. Of course, they block everything. This comes from high skill perks, right? When their lords have 300 one hand, motherfuckers block everything, even these low-level troops. They're just, it's a different game. Okay, that ridge right there, we don't want to go over quite yet. Burst through here, infantry. Let's go. I got this cav division in my way. Go. Die, you little sturgeon fucking... Look at this guy. Blocks everything. Fuck you. I got militia. Where's that militia? It's fucking militia in the enemy army here. I don't know why they have militia. They're starting to push, finally push the hole here, though. Go, boys. Oh, they're starting to pull back. Don't let them regroup. Charge. Let's get this archer division moved up over the ridge here. We can't let them start setting up again. We've got to take this ridge and in a hurry. Go. All right, their archers are reforming. We got a second here. Oh, shit. They just fucking drew. Heads up, boys. Incoming. Bob and weave. I'll try not to make you guys sick. A little busy here. The Baron is just going to take on a new level in this battle. Fuck you. Oh, I don't know what I'm... Some of these guys for sure are taking 200 and not dying. Run while you can. Get shot in the back. I'm not running there, dude. Pick up a horse. Okay, I think we got him here. The Vlandians look like they're reforming. Nah, never mind. They're routing. Man. It's fucking beautiful. I want to laugh like these guys. Just a fucking one great battle after another. Even though we have some illegal fan champs in here. I don't know who's recruiting fan champs. You guys are gonna have to give me a little rope here. I can't control the minor clans. They're gonna recruit Varangians and fan champs and stuff like that. But hopefully the base of the army continues to be Vlandians. And wasn't this a fucking great battle here? I mean, it wasn't super close, but it was gnarly. That was a fucking extraordinarily bloody battle, and one that we obviously had to win. With lake rats and brigands and shit like that. And no deaths, right? No companion deaths. Battles like that for me are both exhausting and exhilarating. It's both of those. Just like a roller coaster. A great roller coaster, man. You come off exhausted and exhilarated. I'm going to take these militia. I never said we wouldn't take militia. We can stick them in garrisons. I don't really consider that cheese. We need troops so badly. We won't use other kingdoms' troops. I'm not going to recruit Varangians and shit like that. But if some of them end up in our minor clans' armies, there's nothing I can do about that. I don't think we could win this campaign with just our 4 or 5 armies. The difficulty's already set to insane mode. So we'll accept these few little advantages here. I think it's been almost an hour for this episode. I think this is a good spot here to call it, to call this episode good. We're going to continue to break these up. I've got some time today to have a bit of a marathon session, but I think for your guys' sake as well, we'll cut these episodes up. That way they're in nice manageable chunks. I try to make these episodes 40 to 60 minutes, give or take. Once in a while it runs over and stuff like that. I'm sure you guys can forgive me. But hopefully you guys continue to enjoy this epic Vlandian campaign. There will be some kind of finish to this, right? We're not going to have a stalemate for 370 episodes. I promise you that. I promise you more carnage. I promise you more F-bombs, historical analogs, stuff like that. We will make this campaign lively. Plenty of cutscenes, plenty of things you don't expect. And hopefully you guys are along for the ride. Now, of course, if you want to be part of the campaign, the Patreon is the best way to get in. Otherwise, just leave, details in the comments. I appreciate you, fellas. Hit that like button on the way out. And I will see you, friends, next time.